WHBC.
The Kenny and JT Show is brought to you by Roosters, Wings, and More. Be fun. Be casual.
So here we go.
These guys have a lot to say, and they never stop talking.
If I'm here and you're here, doesn't that make it our time?
Sky's the limit and space is the place.
Ooh, yeah. Live from News Talk 1480 WHBC.
It's a household name.
You understand me?
It's Kenny and JT.
Have a great show.
Happy Friday. Come on in, man. Stay warm. It's 10 degrees right now in the heart of the Hall of Fame city. They're telling me it feels like -5.
Yeah, it's cold outside. I think that is a safe assessment. We don't need any sources to tell us that. I think we can say that is a fact. It's cold outside. It's supposed to get even worse over the weekend. So please be careful. And unfortunately, it affects our residency program Hall of Famer today. Ricky Jackson was supposed to join us in studio, but because of the pending weather situation, he needed to get back home and be able to get out of town. So he won't be able to join us today, but we'll try and catch up with him another time.
This storm that's on its way, they're saying, is going to affect 30 states. How many do we have?
50 and half 50. Of Canada? I don't know.
Canada, Alaska, Hawaii. 30 continental states is going to affect. So, yeah, we want to make sure that he's able to leave Ohio safely before he would come in. And unfortunately, we don't get the Doom Squad in here, the Dome Squad.
And he played with a kid from my high school when he was at Pitt, too. I was going to talk to him about the Springdale Dynamo connection, man.
Played with everyone at Pitt. Mark May,
yep.
Jimbo Covert, Dan Marino. There's like 4 Hall of Famers in that college class.
Russ Grimm.
Yes.
And, of course, he and Hugh Green combined to be the greatest defensive and linebacker combination, arguably, in the history of the game. They were phenomenal together. So hopefully another time. I was really looking forward to talking to Ricky, but safe travels, Ricky, and we'll do you the next time you're here in Kansas.
They were in college my senior year in high school, and Pitt was huge in this area.
Dude.
And there was a running back from McKinley that went there, Rick Asbury.
Okay.
And Todd Marigus was a quarterback, may he rest in peace, that ended up going to Pitt as well. And, we knew about Hugh Green. I mean, no one was bigger in this area for whatever reason than Hugh Green.
Dude was a monster, man.
It was amazing.
He was a finalist for the Heisman Trophy that year. Ricky and he teamed up, and they were phenomenal. And do you realize that Dan Marino, for whatever reason, I was looking at Dan Marino's stats because he played with Ricky, right? Dan Marino really didn't serve as the single quarterback till his last year at Pitt.
There were a lot of off-the-field issues.
Yeah.
And we didn't think he was going to be drafted, and let alone be a good quarterback in the NFL. It was a stretch to draft him. He ends up being a Hall of Famer.
Right. The Steelers passed on him. Instead, they took senior sec Gabe Rivera instead of Marino when Bradshaw was at the end of his career, and they regret it to this day.
I had always heard the reason that they drafted Ben Roethlisberger is because the Rooneys said, we're never going to do this again, and we're not going to miss on a Dan Marino type.
That very well could be. That makes kind of sense there. But, Ricky Jackson, Pro Football Hall of Famer 2010. He was a Pitt Panthers Hall of Famer in 2022 and a Saints Hall of Famer in 1997.
He's the first Hall of Famer from the New Orleans Saints in the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
So while we don't have Ricky Jackson joining us today, we do have food in studio today. How about this, baby? Look at that 3D meal. We have the meats today.
3D. Shouldn't you take it to the camera in and out like it's 3D?
Woo! Look at this, baby, man. My goodness. I'll hold it up for people that are watching on Facebook. And I know what I'm doing here, Brian, on Facebook
Thanks,
and
Dad. Don't
on
spill
YouTube.
It.
We got, you're the cheese expert. What cheeses do we have here?
Looks like there's a little baby Swiss there and then a marble cheese, which is like cheddar and white cheese mixed together. I love it.
And then what are these sausages that I'm going to try right now?
Look like Scooby snacks. Try one.
They do. This is good. Oh, you know what?
Don't talk with your mouth full. The 3D meats, I pass it on my way to Columbus all the time on Route 30. There's 2 locations, I believe. One in Massillon, the other on Route 30 as you're heading towards Dalton on the right-hand side. They do it all. You can get steaks, chops, stuff like this. You need something for this would be perfect for a Super Bowl party, wouldn't it? A little appetizer tray. Brian?
Snap into a Slim Jim.
It looks like a Slim Jim.
That's what I feel like I'm eating, but it's better because it's fresher. And 3D Meats right now, you can get the 2-for-1 coupons going on strong at 330deals.com. Right? 330deals.com. We have those 2-for-1, gift certificates where you spend $25, but you get $50 worth of gift certificates. And again, it's 3D Meats, established in 2014, family owned and operated. If you want their phone number, I'll give it to you. 330-985-0311. But take advantage of the 330 deal that we have going on right now.
Farm to table, grocery store offering fresh beef, pork, chicken, and a variety of in-house smoked products. That's what we have.
Yeah.
And other cooking and grilling essentials. This is the place to go, man.
Fumble. Yeah, Brian, you moved and you knocked down our sign. He's holding one of the meats. Brian has the meats, but this one has a little spice to it.
Yeah,
it does. It's fresh, it's chilled, and you're the cheese king. You taking some of this cheese home with you?
Of course I will. But I'm not going home because I have to go straight to work tonight at Jersey's on Fulton, so I got a long night ahead of me.
All right, go ahead and talk so I can eat some cheese. Go ahead.
Well, I'm taking a look at this 3D Meats, established in 2014, and this is outstanding. And the products and bundles, and you can order online. And again, their hours, the Dalton location, Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30, Saturday, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m., Sunday closed. They also have a store in Massillon, 7 days a week, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., and it's outstanding, man. I mean, these are the things you remember. My dad was a butcher. We had a small corner grocery store growing up, so I know a little bit about cutting meat.
All right, Brian, I need breaking news from you right now. Give me breaking news. Here we are talking about 3D Meats and telling you to go to 330deals.com and get your gift certificates.
Yeah.
Sold out. How about that? Right there. Sold out.
Yeah, it's a good deal.
330deals, 330deals.com. Sold out. Unfortunately, so sorry. Check back. Maybe they'll do it again with us. Or better yet, you can just go get your food there right now. They were $50 worth of gift certificates for $25, and they sold out.
Just still go there. Tell them you heard about them on News Talk 1480 WHBC, Kenny and JT show. Good deals.
Real good. A lot of good. And you still have the Recharge Canton deal that is up there to take care of your body, mind, and soul. And you can get the 2-for-1, a $50 gift certificate for $25 to go check out Recharge Canton. You will love that place as well.
Man, some of the stuff on this webpage is amazing.
Yes. So thank you to 3D Meats for hooking us up. We've got coming up soon, and this is going to be another hot one. Angelo's to go. Oh,
it's
love
so
Angelo's. Good. Yes, love Angelo's to go. That's coming up, so keep checking back. Dairy Queen Grill and Chill, that's going to be coming up soon as well. So, again, 330deals.com. Go check it out, and we'll try and update you on when things are sold out like we just did, and also when they're not, so you can take advantage of it.
We'll take things up till about 7:30 tonight. We'll be done at 7, but the Cavaliers play at 7:30 this evening. We'll have that game for you here at News Talk 1480 WHBC, hosting the Sacramento Kings. Cavaliers favored by 11.5. Do you believe in them?
No, not yet. Not to the tune of 11.5. They should win by 12, right? At least 12, but I can't sit here and tell the people on the radio, watching on Facebook, watching on YouTube that you should lay the 11.5 and take the Cavs.
Now I'm looking at it. It says the line is up to 12.5. Let's see if maybe some of the walking wounded might be ready to play.
Or the Kings players are out, making them less of a threat as well.
Now, Sam Merrill, Max Strus, and Darius Garland all still listed as out.
Okay.
I don't know how current that is,
right?
But it makes me wonder why you're a 12.5 point favorite.
Yeah, well, they must know something we don't, right?
Well,
they're around the number the other night.
I'm sure Sacramento doesn't have a good record. I can't tell you what they are. I don't really study the West, other than the fact that it seems like every day there's something new about LeBron James. Earlier in the week, it was his shoe release.
Yeah.
And then getting into it with Jeannie Buss. Who knows what's going on in L.A.?
12-23 are the Sacramento Kings. They stink, okay? And then to take it a step further, let's look at what they are on the road. The Sacramento Kings are 3-17 on the road.
Well, they still have DeMar DeRozan. He gives us fits. And the Utah Jazz was terrible on the road as well. They came in and drilled us.
Good point. So I'm going to my betting app. I have the Score Bet app, which used to be ESPN.com or ESPN Bet, and they sold it and probably made $1 zillion on it or whatever. So let me go here and see what
you do that, and I'll tell you why they can't cover 12.5.
Go ahead, tell me.
It's very simple. If they get out to a huge lead, they can't sustain it. We saw this the other night, right? In Charlotte. if it's an 8-point game, Sacramento doesn't have any reason to foul late in the game, right?
Okay.
So the only way the Cavaliers would score late, even if they had a big enough lead by putting in their second string, they wouldn't be able to score enough points. There's no chance they can cover 12.5.
All right. Do you think they can cover 2.5?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to move the spread. I can move it up or down, right?
Mhm.
So I'm going to move the spread Cavaliers minus 2.5 and take them tonight minus 2.5. And then I'm going to go to Donovan Mitchell, who's been struggling as of late, man. He has not been shooting the ball well at all. I'm going to trust that Don is going to score 25 or more. You think that's a safe bet tonight?
Well, his average is what? Almost 30 or 30 something?
But late, he only had 24 the other night. He had, I was in the teens again against OKC.
Don't count the other night because when they jumped out to that huge lead, they didn't need him.
Okay.
When he scores in the 30s, usually he puts the team on his back, doesn't he?
Yeah. And you know why else? You know what? I'm taking that off. I'm just going to take them minus 2.5 because if it's a blowout, he may not get 25 points. So I'm going to stay away from that then. Good point. Okay. That's it. I'm done. I'm the only other thing I'll be betting on this weekend are the NFC and AFC championship.
And we're going to get into that too. Final thoughts on the Cavaliers.
Yep.
Can they blow anyone out with this lineup?
Not this lineup. I don't think they can.
I don't either.
Unless Jared Allen and Evan Mobley get pissed off. If they get pissed off and do that for 4 quarters, yes. But we see spurts. We see a quarter and a half. A great start the other night. They came out and played defense. Playing defense is what you call it. That's what AC was saying. So I can see it for 1, maybe 2 quarters, but I haven't seen it yet for 4 quarters.
A lot of people are talking about the Milwaukee Bucks. Giannis may be checked out. I feel the same way about Jared Allen at times. If he's not involved early in the game, he checks out. He's non-existent. Yeah. Why would he play hard? I mean, he doesn't really give you anything, does he?
Jared Allen protects the rim. All right. He had some big blocks the other night. He'll get you on average 6 to 8 rebounds and 10 points maybe again. I hope they trade him. Great guy. Don't get me wrong. Great guy. But too nice almost. Although he got pissed off the other night when somebody, fought back at him or whatever. I need that more. I need mad Jared Allen. I need pissed off Jared Allen more often.
Doesn't matter if he's mad. If he's mad, he's still not one of the better centers in the league. When you're going up against the best centers, they always get the better of it.
Well, the more physical centers too.
Well, the more physical centers normally are the better centers, aren't
like
they?
Like that Sengun from Houston, he owns us, man, because he's so physical. They're like shying away from his elbows and his butt. You ever see that dude's calves? His calves are as big as my thighs. He's got calves that are ginormous. And I watched him play the other night against, you know who else didn't fare well against him the other night?
Who?
Victor Wembanyama. He was shoving Victor Wembanyama around the other night for the Rockets.
He should. He's still a kid. Yeah. You go up against Karl Anthony Towns and even Mitchell Robinson from the Knicks. He really pushed Jared Allen around. Yeah. And those are the teams that you should really have a better understanding about and be able to really go toe-to-toe with them. He doesn't go toe-to-toe with anybody that we really consider, all due respect to Charlotte, our rival.
Yeah, okay.
I knew you like that.
Yeah, right. That's our rival. When I think of rivalries, I think of McKinley-Massillon, Duke, North Carolina, Cavaliers, and the Hornets. Yeah, they're right in the same level.
Maybe Ohio State, Michigan. I don't know.
Oh, my God. The NBA forcing crap down our throats. Rivalry week. And, the NBA Cup. You want to hang a banner if you win that? Hell no.
Kenny, they have to do something. They have to market the regular season because obviously the players don't give you a reason to cheer for it. Yeah. How else are you going to market it? And have you noticed what's missing this year so far? And we thought that we didn't know how it was going to end up being on TV. Inside the NBA is not on every night.
No, it's not.
When is it on?
I have no clue. It's only been on a few times.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's like they didn't want to take the heat for wiping it out completely. So they said they're bringing it back. And then what happens? Oh, okay, we brought it back for this, for that, whatever else, So, whatever.
They're missing out. Mean, they have to market it somehow. So what better way to do it? Oh, let's just call it rivalry week.
You want to know why it's not on? Now they can control them. So they don't want them always saying negative things about the NBA.
Don't they want the ratings?
They still want it to be seen on occasion to get those ratings. But like when a lot of things are going bad or there's some negative talk, then Barkley and Shaq,
Okay.
those guys aren't going to pull any
Well,
punches.
then why did they pay the money
I don't
to
know.
get it out of TNT?
Because they have the money to do so.
Doesn't make sense.
I'm not sure what the reasoning is on that. But Cavaliers tonight, pregame is 7 o'clock here on WHBC, and then tip-off is at 7:30. We also have high school basketball for people out there tonight on the stream. We've got a boys game and a girls game on the stream. You say the stream, what's that? WHBCsports.com. That's how we stream things. At 5:30 during our show, girls basketball, Jackson at Lake. It is. John Bozica and Bob Jeffries will have the call of that one. And then boys basketball tonight at 7 o'clock, Jackson at Lake. Dan Belford, good. Denny Kincaid, hello. They'll call the action for you. Jackson at Lake boys basketball, 7 o'clock, WHBCsports.com, streaming both boys and girls hoops, and the Cavaliers on WHBC. So there you go. See, that's the note Brian Novak handed to me, and I read it just like he spelled it. He spelled everything right and did it. Nice job, Brian. Only had to scratch out one little thing there, but that's it. I didn't read. I know, so did I, but I didn't do the Ron Burgundy. I read it as is and didn't have to, correct myself. So we've got hoops for you tonight. Now let's get into this Brown stuff, okay? Because here we sit on this, what day? This is the 23rd day of January, 2026, right? There were 10 teams who fired head coaches. 5 of those teams have head coaches. 5 others do not. And, of course, the Browns are one of those do not teams. Today, Grant Udinski, 30-year-old Grant Udinski, 8 years out of college. Grant Udinski, offensive coordinator, Jaguars, in town to interview for the second time with the Browns. Here's the good news. He didn't cancel the interview. That's a win for the Browns. McDaniel canceled it. Who else? Minter canceled the second interview. Not Udinski. He showed up and is either A, being interviewed right now or has just finished up his interview in Berea. Do you think the 30-year-old has a legitimate chance of being the next head coach of the Cleveland Browns?
I do. And the reason is simple. He's also on the radar of the Buffalo Bills. Okay. So I don't know how many really available candidates are out there.
Right.
But why would another team be willing to interview a guy that's 30 years old? Now, yesterday I said there's no way that I could see the Browns hiring a 30-year-old unless ownership, and we've seen this in the past, just wants to keep someone under control. Now, we say that.
Yeah. And
I don't know how exactly true that really is, because as much as we want to believe that that was the case with Kevin Stefanski, how in the world did Kevin Stefanski get hired as quickly as he did in Atlanta? Why?
He's respected more outside of Cleveland than he is inside of Cleveland.
Then they didn't do their due diligence. They didn't study him. Because in my opinion, as a head coach, he's not really good because A, he's not good in the locker room. B, he's bad situational coach. And C, he can't run the clock. Maybe that's B and C being the same thing, but you get my drift.
They must have information we do not have. That's all.
Well, the information is simple. You won it a couple of times in a really lousy team, and you didn't have any real talent on offense. You didn't have a quarterback, and both times when they went to the playoffs the last time, when they won 11 games, it was 5 quarterbacks before the last regular season of the game.
Yeah.
Last regular season game where they brought some guy up from some practice squad, and then you ended up going into the playoff game with Joe Flacco, and you got drilled at the Texans. So obviously you look at it and say, see, that was coaching. That wasn't really that much coaching. I don't know.
I'm not placing all the blame on Stefanski like a lot of people want to. Oh, he ruined Baker Mayfield. Oh, he ruined Shedeur Sanders. He didn't do enough. He was working with him behind the scenes. We don't know everything that goes on behind the scenes. So Atlanta thought of him enough to hire him. 4 other teams thought enough of him to interview him. So there is something there that he does well. We just don't know what it is.
None of those teams interviewed him back in 2020. We were the only team to interview him, the only team to hire him. And the weird thing is this. I don't know that he's truly worthy of being a candidate elsewhere. It's going to be interesting to see how things pan out in Atlanta. We do wish him well on the way back. And I have to say this as well. As much as I didn't like him as a coach, I'm not so sure I like any of these candidates to replace him. Should they have kept him and maybe moved on from Andrew Berry? Because it seems like at the end of the day, this is more of a personnel issue. If he is a good coach, it's a personnel issue more than it was poor coaching.
I'm leaning more that way. Even though I'm not a huge Stefanski fan, right? I'm leaning more towards Andrew Berry being the problem, right? He's had one good draft. That's it. Now, remember this. They hired him in 2020, JT, but he also interviewed in 2019. And I think it was D. Podesta wanted to hire him then, but they went with Freddie Kitchens, and we all know how that turned out, right? So then he gets the opportunity to interview again. So maybe that's why a Udinsky, a Schilhaus is being interviewed to see, okay, A, are they ready to be a head coach now? Or B, no, they're not, but at least we have interviewed them. So should this position come available again, and with the Browns, that is possible, then we already have a baseline to go with for Schilhaus and Udinsky.
Look, man, they either already have their sights set on Jim Schwartz being the next head coach, and then you have to fulfill your obligation of the Rooney Rule and everything else during the interview process. But you also have to replace your defensive coordinator, and you've got to find an offensive coordinator. But what we keep hearing is the fact that they want some young, hotshot, offensive-minded head coach to be your new head coach. I'm not so sure that's what I want. I want a good head coach that's a leader and a better offensive coordinator to run my offense. Remember, the defense on this team is closer to being great than the offense is closer to being, I don't even want to say decent. What's below decent? Better?
Average?
They're not even close to average.
Here's the other possibility. You interview a Udinsky and a Schilhaus, who are, 30 is Udinsky, Schilhaus is 35. Schilhaus is the Rams pass game coordinator. Maybe you want Schwartz as your head coach because you want him to be the head coach and keep the defense the same.
Fine.
And you bring in Schilhaus because you can promote him to offensive coordinator, which is a step up. So you could bring him on board and then have him maybe as the next head coach if A, Schwartz doesn't work out, or B, when Schwartz is done.
See, this is what's bad. What's bad is this. We don't have Matthew Stafford. We don't have Puka Nacua. You know what I want? I want somebody that does more with less, like a Nick Caley at the Texans. Nico Collins goes out. You got C.J. Stroud playing terrible, but yet your team made it to the playoffs. Maybe you look at somebody that can do more with less versus some hotshot guy that is running around coaching the guy that might be the front runner to be the MVP of the league.
Do you think there's a candidate they haven't told us about?
No,
that
I
is
don't.
a sleeper, is a dark horse, is a long shot that they just haven't shared any information with, and maybe they're setting up a second interview this weekend and we didn't know about it?
I don't, because yesterday you, along with Daryl Ryder, said there was only 4 candidates left.
Schwartz.
With the exception of whoever else they needed to interview to fulfill their obligation.
That's the biggest problem.
Correct.
At least as we know now, the information we've been given, they have yet to meet the requirements, of interviewing 2 minority candidates in person. The Zoom call doesn't count. If that minority candidate is already on your staff, that does not count. You have to interview 2 minority candidates from outside the organization. One of those was supposed to be Mike McDaniel this week. He canceled his interview, right? Nate Schilhaus is the other one. They can't talk to him at the earliest until Monday. So that means they still have to interview one other minority candidate, and that's putting them behind the 8 ball in all of this.
Here's the weird thing about the McDaniel situation. The McDaniel situation is very odd because he pulls himself from consideration, right?
Yep.
But he's still being considered for the Buffalo job.
Right.
So he tells you he's good by being the offensive coordinator with the LA Chargers. But should they want to hire him in Buffalo, guess what? Chargers are looking for a new offensive coordinator, and you didn't get the opportunity to even interview the dude.
And here's what that tells me. He would rather be an OC with the Chargers than the head coach of the Browns, right? That's what he's telling you, because he's interested in the Buffalo job, so he'll take the Buffalo head coaching job, but he has no interest in the Browns. So it's either OC Chargers or head coach Buffalo. Cleveland, no thank you. I'm Mike McDonald. I don't want you.
Remember, he's a former head coach. He's still, I believe, being paid by the Miami Dolphins, and he's going to get paid as a coordinator, and he can sit back for a year and decide that, hey, maybe there's another job opening that I'd like to take then. So, I mean, everything's in his corner. If I'm a 30-year-old and it's one of 32 coaches, jobs that are available, Absolutely, I'm licking my chops. I want to be that next head coach of the Browns.
Yeah, and then you can be the next ex-head coach and still get paid for doing nothing.
Most of these guys are going to be ex-head coaches. Remember, most of the teams looking for a new head coach are lousy teams. Most of them, not all of them. They can't all be Buffalo. They can't all be Baltimore. They can't all be Pittsburgh.
Right.
So, yes, most chances are you're going to be the next ex-head coach somewhere.
And remember this, Mike McDaniel was already in this organization. So the dysfunctionality, he's aware of it, whether Jimmy Haslam wants to believe it exists or not.
It's Kenny and JT on WHBC.